Yo, 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 what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just read out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, make sure you take your shoes off before you come in the house. And today we're doing something a little bit different. We will be reacting to a Bleacher Report article. I just can't wait till we get actual basketball. I cannot wait to do film sessions. I can't wait to talk about the Celtics. But we got to do stuff in the meantime, right? We got to do stuff in the meantime. So we got some Lonnie Walker news. About a week ago, I dropped a video on Lonnie yesterday, I believe. If you haven't seen that, I'll put that somewhere where you can watch it. But we have 5 trades to shake up the 2024-2025 NBA star lineups. September 4th, so what's that? 2 days ago. Shout out Grant Hughes. Don't know you, but let's see what this is about. So we got Jeremy Grant as the profile, or not the profile, as the head guy right here. So the Jazz swap Walker Kessler for, okay, so it's not a 1-for-1. So in this hypothetical, the New Orleans Pelicans would acquire Walker Kessler and John Collins from the Utah Jazz for Brandon Ingram. Before I read, initial thoughts on this. Brandon Ingram to the Jazz. What's that? That's Ingram, Lowry, their center. Who the hell is a center? It's been so long since we had basketball. I might be blanking, but I feel like John Collins, there was a point in the season where John Collins overtook Walker Kessler for the starting job, and Walker Kessler never got it back. Kessler has been in trade talks majority of this offseason and towards the end of the last season, but we've heard about the New York Knicks potentially getting into that with Kessler. I don't know, but this, I guess Ingram's value is lower because he's going into a contract year, and he is asking for like 200 M's. So let's see. There's a premium asset package out there for Brandon Ingram. The New Orleans Pelicans will have traded, and by now that's true. The former All-Star desire for a $200 million contract makes him a daunting acquisition for any team. Yeah. So for the Pelicans, why does this make sense? Walker Kessler they need a center. They drafted Yeezy Missy, who I really like, but they need a certain type of center. Kessler has some three-point shooting potential, but he is a good shot blocker. He's a good defensive big. John Collins is not the defensive big that you want, but he is a guy that you could put next to Zion because he can shoot and he can score a little bit. Well, shoot in theory, and he can score. And he's also athletic. So putting him with DeJounte Murray, that could be a nice little pick and roll tandem. Him and John Collins, him and Zion, even Zion and John Collins run some pick rolls together. But I do like the idea of trading Ingram because I think Trey Murphy can be like a low volume starter, is a guy that you don't need to run plays for, is a guy that can just shoot from deep, be really athletic, and can improve on the defensive side of the ball. Herb Jones, of course, is one of the best defenders in the league. Bro is sick. I'm bro. So if you hear me sniffing or some shit, that just bear with me, big guy. So yeah, I don't know. If this is like the lowest you can give for Brandon Ingram, then I guess. Because Kessler does give you a nice young piece at a position of need. John Collins is a guy that can play for you, of course. But I just think this is a little, maybe I'm overvaluing Ingram, especially going into a contract year. And then the Jazz, what does this do for the Jazz? Like, okay, so I guess this is clear as John Collins' contract, of course. No team is getting picks, but like a Brandon Ingram, like a season of Brandon. And then hold up. The same reason that the Pelicans will be trading Brandon Ingram, like to free up time for Herb and Trey, why would the Jazz do this? They got Taylor Hendrick and they just drafted Cody Williams. So I actually, with that being said, I don't like this trade. I think in terms of assets, it could be worse. Because Kessler, again, is a young guy. John Collins is a guy that can play alongside Zion in him. But for the Jazz, I mean, they could reroute Ingram. But if this is the package that the Jazz give up for Ingram, I can't see somebody giving them something worthwhile if this is the package that they got Ingram for. So I'm not too psyched by this deal. Next is Memphis. Oh, my boy. There go my boy. Oh shit, I'm about to be talking for 30 minutes. The Memphis Grizzlies acquired Robert Williams III from the Portland Trail Blazers for Brandon Clark, a 2026 second round pick and a 2027 second round pick. Yes. If you've been around my channel, if you follow me on Twitter, this is my guy, bro. Rob is my guy. I'm not gonna rap too long, but at his peak, this is a one-of-a-kind player. 50% of my time on Twitter was trying to show people that he was more than just an athletic, a guy that can block shots and catch lobs. One of a kind athlete. That's what hands down made him like a really great player, is that he was a freak athlete at 6'9", 6'8", I don't care, with freakishly long arms. He was agile. He could guard the perimeter. He was the best 3-point shot blocker that I've ever seen. Also, he was a tremendous passer. When he was with us, he was a top 5 passing center in the league, bro. Y'all lucky I wasn't doing YouTube when he was on our team, because the film sets would have been crazy. But I like this. Now, present day, of course, is a lot more gloomy. Just had another surgery in his season. But what I will say is, this season could be something, right? Now, if he gets a season-ending injury this year, like towards the beginning of the season, he might gotta call it quits, and that's gonna hurt me, bro. He might gotta call it quits. At the beginning of the season, Rob looked like there was games where he looked like himself, and he improved his shot last season before he got hurt. He played about 9 games or some shit. Every game he hit a long 2. Every game he hit a long mid-range. That is improvement. His range had extended in the few games he played with the Blazers. The defense, the IQ, and the instincts are still there. Whether he's that freakish athletic athlete ever again, the IQ and everything else is still there. So for the Grizzlies, this makes sense, right? You lose Steven Adams. Well, you traded him. You draft Edie, which is cool. But Rob is a guy who's on like a $12 million type contract. It's not something that hinders you cap-wise, right? And I think he has 2 more years on that deal. And again, it's just the durability. Williams' durability has been a major concern throughout his career, and losing all but 6 games of last season because of knee surgery certainly doesn't inspire confidence in his future fitness. But the Grizzlies are giving up damaged goods and Clark, who they don't really need anymore. I think this would be a good fit for the Grizzlies because, again, he's not a guy that they would have to play a lot. Again, you still have Edie, you have Jaren Jackson, but if you add Rob to this, and Rob is actually healthy, like he got hurt at the beginning of the season, and he's on a Trailblazers team where they were not pushing for the playoffs. Every time he got hurt on the Celtics, it was like, all right, Rob, you need to get better so we can play in the playoffs. With the Blazers, it's look, you're hurt. Let you rest up the entire season, the entire offseason. We're not going to the playoffs. You're in no rush. Let's get you healthy. So, if he gets hurt this season, he might got to call it quits. But just having like a full season, not worrying about coming back for the playoffs or the finals or anything like that, just getting healthy. For the Trailblazers, I don't mind it. You get 2 second-round picks for a position that you have already filled quite nicely. You have DeAndre Ayton, of course, who's like hit or miss, but you also drafted Jonathan Clingan. You have Duarte Reef, a guy who I like is a stretch big. So I like this. I like this move for both teams. Lakers add Jeremy Grant to first unit. So we got the Los Angeles Lakers acquire Jeremy Grant from there's a possibility that I'm overvaluing Dalton Connect. And at 2029, I don't do this. Now, Jeremy Grant is better than all these players combined, probably. We don't know what Dalton Connect is. He's an older rookie, of course. Hachimura is a guy that can score. He's a guy that has proven to be a guy that can score in the playoffs also. A 2029 first round pick. You don't know where the Lakers are going to be in 2029. Bron is almost 40. AD's getting older. You just don't know what 2029 is going to be. If I'm a Trailblazer, I pull the trigger instantly. You get off the Jeremy Grant contract. Not sure how Hachimura's contract is. I know Gabe Vincent isn't that much, but then you get a prospect in Dalton Connect. I don't really know where Connect is going to play at. You have Denny Avdi, who just got there. You have Shane Sharp. Maybe you can find some backup time, but yeah, if I'm the Lakers, I don't think I'm this desperate to do this, even though I think Jeremy Grant can really help that team, and he'll be a nice addition to that team. If there was a way I could not give up Connect and or the 2029 first, I would do this if I'm the Lakers. But if I'm a Trailblazer, I do this. LeBron James won't be around forever, and they'll get 2028, 2029 make that pick and Missy valuable, which is why okay. This move adds another high-end starter to Lakers' first unit, as Grant represents a huge upgrade over Hachimura that I do agree with. The current projected starter at the 3, Grant is a better defender, has averaged over 20 points per game in 3 as past for 4 years, and will provide desperately needed space. But Hachimura's a better he is an upgrade, for sure. He's an upgrade. But do I want to give up Connect and, again, a 2029 first-round pick that could be valuable for Jeremy Grant, who, yes, is a high-end to mid-tier starter? I do agree with that, and he will help them a lot. But I don't know if the value for me is worth it. Miami brings in Kyle Kuzma. Okay. Miami Heat acquired Kyle Kuzma from the Washington Wizards for Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic, Josh Richardson, and a 2030 first round pick, protected 1 through 10. Okay, I like Nikola Jovic. Are the Heat willing to part with him for Kuzma? Again, Kuzma's a better player, of course. Josh Richardson, I think they will part with Robinson, even though he's still a valuable shooter. Josh Richardson is a guy that is a Heat type player, is a solid veteran, but they will part ways with him too. 2030 first round pick, protected 1 through 10. I can see that. It's got some protection on it. Like, if the 2029 pick that the Trailblazers was supposed to get in this deal, that was like lottery protected, I'd be fine with it. I like Kyle Kuzma to the Heat. As a Celtics fan, I don't like it. It won't hinder us, but the Heat would get better from this move. If you're the Wizards, you get a young guy, Nikola Jovic, a guy that I think can be molded pretty well. Like, I really like Nikola Jovic's game. Improves the Miami Heat immensely. Gives him another shooter, another guy that can create. A good rebounder. Actually, he's a great rebounder. Actually, he's like 8-9 a game. I don't mind this. If you're the Wizards, do you think you can get something more? Probably not. Again, I really like Nikola Jovic. He gives you sort of a piece that you don't have, right? You have Sar, you have Koulibaly. Sorry, you drafted Bub Carrington also, but and Keyshawn George. Nikola Jovic, I think, would be a nice piece with the Wizards. I think he can grow there. I like this. Maybe a healthy season from Tyler Hero will help, and perhaps Bam Adebayo will finally turn into a moderate volume 3-point shooter. That is also a thing. They also have Khalil Ware, who they drafted. Jimmy Butler is a year older, right? Kuzma has demonstrated 20-point score with championship experience and his not-so-distant past. Stranded in Washington these past 3 years, he comes with the standard good stats, bad team concerns, but that might also, something that Kuzma said, there was some talk about him going to the Mavericks, right? And he was like, I already have a championship. I'm not really that pressed to go to a championship team. Now, the Heat are not a championship team. The Heat are a team that's always competing for a championship. There could be a situation where Kuzma's heart isn't in it all the way if he goes to a team like the Heat who's trying to compete. But as far as compensation between both sides, I wouldn't mind that deal. New Orleans finally adds, what the No, the Pistons are not. Why would the Pistons do this? Okay, hold up. Let's just read. It's difficult to judge how Durant might perform in games with actual stakes, but he's a tremendous rebounder whose strength and athleticism that already gets a lot of that from Zion Wilson and Trey Murphy. Stick him in the dunker spot. Huh? Why would the Pistons do this? And especially for Jordan Hawkins, who is a nice young prospect, and they do need shooting. If I'm the Pelicans, I'll take this instantly, right? Even though like the fit isn't there, right? It's another center that can't shoot next to Zion. But a Zion Durant pick and roll, that might be the strongest shit in the league. And Zion is a great passer. Durant's hella athletic. That lob combo, pick and roll combo would be kind of deadly. I think if you're the Pelicans, you throw away the fit and you take a guy like Jalen Durant, who is one of the best rebounders in the game, is a physical specimen at only, 21 years old. Now, for the Pistons, why would they do this? Strictly for spacing purposes, but you don't need spacing this bad. You need spacing, but not at the cost of Jalen Durant for Jordan Hawkins, bro. Double production probably gives him more trade clout, hence the pick going from... That pick ain't shit. That's Milwaukee, bro. That pick ain't nothing, cuz. That pick ain't nothing. Now, it could be something. Like, it's 2 years. It could be something. Orleans needs a starting big man, and Durant has the makings of one. Meanwhile, Detroit desperately needs dynamic shooting next to Kate Cunningham because his other prospects, notably sometimes Jaden Ivey and Ron Holland, don't provide any. If you're not convinced Hawkins is a better player than Durant in the vacuum, you have to concede his ability to get up a ton of threes on the move means something extra to a team like the Pistons. Yes, that is true, bro. But no, not at that cost, bro. Not at that cost. Trade Wiseman, trade Isaiah Stewart. It's not at the cost of Jalen Durant. No, I don't like this. So out of the five, I'm gonna go 0 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for 3, 2 for 4. So I'm gonna go 2 for 5. But that is a video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it to any and everyone that you can. Just read out there a little bit more. Shout out Grant Hughes, solid article. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. But this is Nick. Peace.